Hey, what is up guys, it's godsunit here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to use structure blocks and the structure block command. I think this is going to be a pretty good tutorial because these are pretty useful things, and as the clone command becomes more irrelevant and the structure command becomes more relevant, this is going to be very useful for builds and other things like that. So I think this video will be very useful for you people that are still using clone or are still using other methods to give people named items through teleporting items out of a dropper or anything like that, because structures can do all of these things and a lot more. So I think they will be extremely useful to all of you guys who need something like this. So the first thing you're going to want to do if you want a structure block is /give @p structure, if I could spell. Wait, oh yeah, in the newest update, sometimes it's broken. Oh no, I just forgot the R. That's better. Alright, so yeah, we have a structure block now, and when you place it down, we'll have these borders around it. Yeah, I can remove that command block. So basically, we'll have these borders around it. So I think this green border means the origin, and then the white borders are the bounding borders. So this UI looks a bit complicated when you first look at it, but it really isn't that complicated at all. So this is the mode, so you can switch it to save and load. 3D export, I have no idea what that is, and I don't think that has a use as of yet. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, but save is probably the most important thing, because a lot of times when you're loading structures, you're going to be loading them with commands. Now that's not to say you can't load them. You can, and I'll go over that in a little while. But for save, you can insert a structure name. So this name could be literally anything you want. Just remember, if you include a space when you save or when you load the structure, you're going to have to put quotations around it. So just keep that in mind if you do put a space in the name. So the size is the how big the coordinates are on the x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. So if I turn this to 1, then it's going to be 1 block up, and then let's say I did x, so you can see the x is red right here, so that's why it's red over here. So this is really useful if you need to know what side is the x-axis. So if you put 1, it'll be 1, and then for this you could put 9, and the blue line will go 9 blocks wide. So that's what the red and blue lines mean. The offset is how far away from the structure block the structure you're saving is. So if I go up 1, and let me get out of this for a second, so then it will go up 1 above the structure block. Now, if I go into the next part, so I explained size and offset. Now include entities. So basically what this does is, if there was, let's say, a spawn egg of a llama, right? I put a llama on there, it's going to be saved into the structure now, right? And then as soon as it leaves, it's not there because the llama's now over here. So that's what include entities mean. If that was off, llamas wouldn't show up anyways, or any entity. This includes items, this includes, everything like that. Remove blocks. Now, let's say you only wanted to save entities, and you put a block on there, it's not going to show up. And then you could turn include entities on, and then put a llama on there, and you'll see the llama, but not the block. So that's what including those are. I know it's pretty self-explanatory, but for those who are still confused by it, that's what that means. Show bounding box just means show the lines around the structure. So if you turn that off, it'll go away. Save in memory or save in disk. So what I would choose is to save in memory when you are saving it in the inside the structure block, but when you're using a command, I would use disk, and I'll explain that in a little while. Alright, so moving on more to the command side of things, you'd first put slash structure. Let's say I could spell. That's what you do, right? Now, recently they added delete. There's also load and save. So you can load a structure that you've already made. So let's say I made a structure called godsunit. Then I would type godsunit, and then if I wanted to load it at my coordinates or any coordinates I wanted, I could put those coordinates, right? And then this is if you want it to rotate. So do I want it not to rotate? Then I'd put 0 degrees. If I wanted it to rotate 180, 270, 90, I could put any of those and it would rotate that much. Do I want it to mirror to an axis? So basically what this would do is it would mirror one side to look like the other side. And if you don't want it to do that, you put none. Now this is a little bit confusing because it's animation mode, and I don't know exactly if this works or not, because every time I've tested it, I haven't seen it work. So whether you put block by block or you don't, I don't know if it makes a difference, because from my testing, it does nothing. Include entities is a boolean, so basically what that means is you put true or false for that statement. So do you want the structure you're loading to have entities, or do you not want it to have entities? So, and then if you put true, then you might want to put false for the next one, or if you want to include both, then you put true for both. But if you put false for blocks, so this is include blocks, if you put false for this, you can load a structure underground and it won't break any blocks, but it will still load an entity. So I find that really useful if you're trying to load items, you know, at a specific point and it will be in the ground. You don't want the blocks to be deleted, and if there's blocks around the structure, you don't want those to be deleted either. So that's also a really helpful thing. Now, what would be some sort of use cases for this command, right? I would say, let's say you're making a shop and you want to give someone a named item. You can save a structure with a named item, or a named entity if you really wanted to, but you can summon entities with names. So it would be really useful if I had, like, let's say I grabbed an anvil. I don't know why I grabbed all this other stuff. So I placed down an anvil, and I want to name this something like E. So now I have a llama named E, and if I placed down a structure block, I can do this, right? Change all these values to 1, and I would need a structure called E. So we're gonna throw E on there, and we're gonna wait about 10 seconds so that I automatically pick it up when it's loaded. So I can go ahead and save this after a little bit, but you can see the spawn eggs in there. Save after about 10 seconds, and then if I do structure load E at my coordinates, I would automatically get another E spawn egg. So this could be really useful for a lot of cases like that, and I think probably if you wanted to, you know, summon or like clone a chest or something like that, but you don't want the chest to actually be visible and you don't want to have to, you know, figure out coordinates or anything like that, this could be really useful for any sort of GUI system you make or anything like that, literally, because you can have, it stores NBT data without having the actual block have to be present, right? So if I grab the chest, I could put E inside that chest. I could save the structure, right? I could remove the chest and the structure block, and it's still saved. So I find this extremely useful. If you know, for any sort of use cases like this, it's just so useful, and I think it really makes the clone command kind of irrelevant and useless, because this has so much more it can do, and also everything the clone command could do in the past. So yeah, I think that's going to conclude for this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment for suggestions of future videos, and if you have any questions, you can always join my Discord. DM me on Discord, DM me on any other social medias, and of course, leave a comment with your question. If you guys found this useful, make sure you let me know so that I can keep making similar content. And if you didn't find this useful, let me know why down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.